Does everybody see that now?
Yep.
Yep.
Great. All right, I'm going to admit everybody.
Cheaper.
Oh. Hey, Jamie. Good morning.
Lisa, I love your
Another day of Google Sites training. Woo,
Woo!
excited.
Sick of it yet?
No way. I could talk about Google Sites until I was blue in the face. I was just playing around with my favicon. Morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning. All right. Okay. Hi, everybody. Thank you for coming. My name is Monica, and myself, Danielle, and Amanda will be talking to you this morning about Google Sites. We're going to get started in just a few minutes. I want to just say, a few housekeeping rules. Please keep yourself muted while we are talking, just to alleviate the background noise. Any questions that you have, you can throw them in the chat, and then we're all going to be monitoring that chat during this presentation. And then we'll have some time for questions at the end as well. So thank you so much for coming, and we hope that you can walk away with some knowledge about Google Sites today. First thing that we want to talk to you about really quick, I'm just going to share my screen with everyone very quickly to show you the slide presentation that we're going to be giving to you. This is the slideshow that we're going to be sending to you. I just want to go over one of the important slides here. If I could find the one that I'm looking for. Here we go. So on this page, it'll give you sample Google Sites so that you can navigate to slide 7 and see all of our Google Site pages, the example staff page of what the page is going to be looking like in the next school year. And then, of course, our PD websites are here that our wonderful PD team have created for us. So this slideshow is going to be thrown into the chat, and then we can get started. So I'm going to go ahead and make Amanda the host so that she can get started with Google Sites for us.
Perfect. So hi, everyone. I'm going to share my screen. Let's get some of our friends from the waiting room in. Okay, perfect. So what you want to do is go on over to google.com. If you haven't logged in with your WTSD login, that's what you'll want to do right now. So you could check in the corner to see if you're logged in. You may have a picture associated with your Google account or your initials. Another way to check would be to do here, and then this would be your account. If you haven't, it's going to be your first name, period, last name at WTSDNJ.com, and then you'll be all logged in. So then you'll want to check the waffle or click the waffle, and you'll see here all of your Google Suite icons. So you'll see here that Sites is right here, this blue one. So you could just click Sites and it'll bring you straight to the home page. Another way of accessing it would be to go to Google and then click the waffle and then go through your drive. So you're gonna see here that you have your drive, and then you have a new button right here. If you click that new, you'll see your docs, sheets, slides. If you click more, you have access to your forms, and then Sites is right down here. It's gonna bring you to a brand new website. We're not quite ready there for that yet, so what we're going to do is, just like all of our other Google Suites, if you click the logo in the left-hand in the corner, you'll be brought back here to the main screen. So this screen is broken up to 2 different things, your recent sites, and then your new templates. So we have a blank template, a class, club, student portfolio, and then portfolio. So to add a new website, you're going to hit that plus, and then it'll bring you to a brand new website once it loads. And then the first thing that I like doing is going up to the top corner and labeling the website, so that way I know which one I'm doing. So let's get Monica in here. So say that I labeled this teacher page, and then I would know going forward that this is my website. So then you have access to these things up here, these little buttons. So the first thing, say that I'm typing something and I say Miss Coon's class and then I do a typo. So what I want to do is to undo that action, or I can redo it. So if you ever make a mistake, then undo or redo. The next thing would be our preview button. This is one of my favorite buttons because just like we use on maybe forms or docs or slides, we'd be able to preview it like how our students do. So then you'd be able to preview it from a laptop screen or a computer screen, a tablet or an iPad, and then your phone, which I think is super cool because you can kind of see how the layout goes. And then to get out of the preview method, you just want to hit that exit preview. So then once your website is all good to go, you're going to have this link button and then it will pop up. We already have a done page. So let's go over to here and I'll show you what the link shows. So here we have a link. I would just come and copy the link and then send it maybe via Remind, put it on my school wires for right now, or send it through my class dojo. The next thing would be to share with others. This is super important because just like all of our other Google tools, we want to make sure that everyone has access to it. So you'll see here it says published, anyone can find and view. This means that your parents can find it, other people in the district can find it. So how you would change that is you would hit change and you have anyone can find, anyone at WTSD, and then specific people. I would recommend clicking the anyone can find and view the published version. And then the next thing would be our settings gear. I haven't quite ever touched on these, but they would allow you for navigation, brand images, viewer tools, analytics, and an announcement banner, which is pretty cool if you play around with it. Maybe you want to change your homework or you have an announcement like your kindergarten celebration is June 5th. You'd be able to type it here and it would go across your website. And then the three little buttons here kind of just let you know the different version history if you want to duplicate the site, report the problem, and then take a tour if you have any questions. And then last but not least, once you're all done with your website, you're going to want to hit that publish button and then make it available to everyone to view. So then Monica and Danielle will go over insert and pages, but if you take a look at the themes, this will allow you just to have different themes within your website. I have on my website, I think, the impression theme, and I really like it because you could change the different colors. You can change the different fonts. I'm a big font fan, so I like the fonts within this theme. And then you can even change the color or maybe make it a custom color if you wanted to. And now I'm going to give Monica the host option and she'll explain the different pages that you can do.
Okay. All right, so we are going to talk about the pages options. So when you're on your Google site page, Amanda had already gone over the theme section. So you're going to go over to the next column, which is your pages option. This is where you're going to start building your website. And the way that we're suggesting people to do so if you're just starting out is to create it based off of how SchoolWires was. So the first page is already made for you, which is your home page or your welcome page. So to change the name of your home page, you're going to double click and then you can change it to your welcome page. Now that we're on our welcome page, you can go ahead and click the heading to edit the text. While we are here, if you would like to change the header type or any pictures behind your heading on your page, you have a couple of ways of doing that. So your header type has 4 different options. You can have the title only, a banner, a large banner, or a cover. Usually, I usually keep it on the banner section and then choose a image to kind of make it more personalized. Then you can change the image. When you click the drop-down menu, you have the option of uploading a picture from your device, or you can click select image. When you click select image, you have a gallery of pre-made, preloaded photos from Google that you can use. You can add a URL to an image. You can search Google for your own image. You can look at your own albums, or you can take something from Google Drive, maybe something that was shared with you, your shared drives, and recent. So I'm going to just choose something from the preloaded pictures from Google. You click select, and then it places the picture in your background. So what was just happening is that the picture is adjusted for readability. If you click that, it changes it back to the original color. You can play around with that feature if you'd like. Now we're going to go ahead and insert the rest of our pages. So if we're going to be creating this based off of how we had our school wires, all we need to do is click the plus sign down at the bottom, and it'll say next to it, new page. When you click new page, you can type your next page. When you press done, you can see that your page is now under your home page. And then also, because of the layout, the theme that Amanda has chosen, we can see that our new page is also at the top of the website. Now let's go ahead and add another page. Student supply list. And we can see that student supply list, our next page has gone on top. But maybe I don't want that, and I want Meet the Teacher to be right below my welcome page. So you can just click and you can drag it to reorder your pages the way that you would like on your website. It is very user-friendly. We can add another page of interesting web resources. And then that's all I'm going to do for pages right now. But if you wanted to add like a subpage, you can do that as well. So maybe on the Meet the Teacher page, you want to add a subpage of your certifications. If you click the three dots, it gives you another menu option. You can change your home page if you wanted to. You can duplicate a page instead of continuing to click the plus sign if you have the same type of layout you want on a different page. Properties, or add subpage, hide from navigation, or delete. So I'm going to click add subpage so you can see what that looks like. And if you add certifications, you can go ahead and see now that it is offset under your page for Meet the Teacher. And you can also see the change at the top. When you hover over, you can see Meet the Teacher, and then also certifications pops up. So you have that subpage there for you. Each page you can either navigate to by clicking on the side or on the top. And you can go ahead and personalize each page as well by changing the header of each page. So if you wanted your Meet the Teacher page to be something a little bit more different, you can change that as well, and then go back to your welcome screen, and you can see that it hasn't changed your welcome screen. So personalization is very easy for you to be using while you're on your pages and on your Google site. The next thing I want to show you is if you wanted to delete a page. Maybe you made the certification page by accident. You can go ahead and hit the three dots, hit delete, and then it'll remove that page. Maybe you didn't want to remove it. You can hit, hopefully the redo might not do that for that page, but you can go ahead and just add the subpage again. And press done. The last thing I want to show you is on the insert page, which is the layout section. So when you are starting out your Google site, instead of starting from scratch and inserting all different text boxes and pictures and things, what's really great is Google gives you layouts that you're able to use for your pages. So if you click on that layout, it automatically gives a new section to your page that will give you the option to insert a media type of a photo or a video and add text. Every time that you click a layout, it automatically adds a brand new section to your page that you're on. So when you see the sections, you'll see on the left-hand side that there's a new menu that pops up. You have the option to kind of create like a background color to section off your new sections of your page. You can duplicate the section. So if you want that section again, you can go ahead and do that. Or you can click the trash can icon to remove the section. What I really love about the layout section is that you really don't have to reinvent the wheel. You can go ahead and just click on those layouts, and then as you can see, it completely builds your page up. So now I'm going to go ahead and give the host over to Danielle, who is going to be talking to you about what else you can insert on your page to make it more personalized.
Awesome, thank you, Monica. I'm gonna share my screen as well. Okay, so now that we have the layout and the theme of our Google site, now we're gonna look at this Insert tab, which is the first one out of the three. You have 4 options up top in this 2x2 grid: text box, images, embed, and drive. And then if you scroll down past the layouts that Monica just talked about, you have some other options, which I'm gonna go through first since they're a little bit more intricate. So you have collapsible text that you might find that you could use on your site. You also have a table of contents, which will allow you to allow your users to easily navigate through different pages in your site if you're interested in using that. The image carousel is a nice option because it will allow you to upload any of pictures. Let's say if you have a lot of pictures of your students and you don't want to put them all over your page, you can put them in the image carousel and you can choose that they'll continuously run through all the pictures so your parents and students can see, which is a nice option. Jamie also did a screencast about how if you're earning badges and things like that, you can use the image carousel for that as well, which is a pretty cool option. Buttons we'll talk about. It will make it look pretty and allow you to go to another link outside of your site. Then you have dividers, YouTube videos, calendars, so on and so forth. So these are more of your specific options on the bottom. Today we're going to focus on these top 4 with some of the options below. And to go off of what Monica was saying, the layouts are a great option, but one thing that also is a little bit more streamlined as well is when your cursor and you're working on your page, if you're looking to insert anything, you can double click anywhere on your page and it will give you the same options that are over on your right hand sidebar. So if you double click anywhere, you'll be able to choose that you can look through images like Monica was talking about with the headers, where you can search by website, you can search by Google image search, your specific Google photos come up, and then any specific Google image that you might have in your Google Drive will come up as well. I'm going to double click again. You can also upload things from your computer. Today, that's a lot of what I'm going to be doing. I saved a lot of what I wanted to put on my site in my personal computer at home, and I'm going to upload them from my computer. You can insert anything from your drive. So we suggest documents that you might want to share with your students, slideshow presentations, anything like that, Google Forms. You can put anything that's in your drive on your site. And embedding. Embedding is a little bit more of an intricate way of sharing things. One way you would use the embed option is if you want to embed your Twitter feed into your Google site. So you would use embed in order to do that. So we're going to take you through kind of like a journey of creating a sample or quick and easy site so that you'll be ready to go for next year. Then you can add on as you go. On the welcome screen, let's say that we wanted to put a picture of you in your class and a quote. So that's the first thing that people see when they come into your site. So I'm going to double click, or I could always click the insert button, same thing. And I'm going to upload an image from my computer. I'm going to go into my documents and I'm going to find my class pictures and find the one that I want to put in and open that. So my image comes in now. I have the option to crop it. I have the option to uncrop it. I can make this clickable and put a link into it, or delete it if I'm not feeling it anymore, replace it, or add a caption to it. Whenever you have an image, you can always choose the size of your image and the grid lines come up, which is really nice. Maybe next to my image, I want to add a quote that I have saved. So I'm going to come over and upload a quote that I have as well. Let me move you guys so that I have room. Go into my documents, find quotes that I have, and put my quote next to it. Again, you would want to take time to format it, make sure it looks right. It's really nice. Google sets you up for success with that, with allowing you and showing you the grid lines. Now that I'm happy with my welcome page, I'm going to go to my Meet the Teacher page. This arrow's here because Monica put a sub page right down there as well. Just going to work on the Meet the Teacher page today. And on this page, let's say I want to put my Bitmoji and some information about me. So the way I'm going to do that is you can download the Bitmoji extension, which is up here in my Bitmoji in my Google bar up top, but you cannot click and drag it into the Meet the Teacher page. So what I did is I clicked on my Bitmoji extension, I two-finger tapped or right-clicked, and I saved a bunch of Bitmojis to my computer. So once again, I can use my insert bar on the right, or I can double-click, and I'm going to upload one of my Bitmojis now that they're saved to my page. And I'm going to open it up, and here's my picture of me in my Meet the Teacher page. If I'm ready to add information about myself, I can double click, and when I click text here, Google's pretty awesome with setting up your page for you. So now I typed my text, I can go through and I can change it to be title, heading. It will look different as I go through, and then I can keep typing all about me underneath. When I'm happy with my Meet the Teacher page, I'm going to come back to my pages and move on to my interesting web resources. On this page, I'm going to show you a couple more options of things that you can insert. Maybe on this page, you want to insert a couple different buttons so that your students can click and go to specific websites. So I'm going to scroll down to my options here, and I'm going to click button. Here I need to name my button. So maybe my first website I want my students to have access to is BrainPop. This is what they're going to see when they see the button on the screen. Then I have to include the actual link that I want the button to go to. So I'm going to click that. And then I can play around with the formatting of my button based on the grid lines. Maybe I also want to add an IXL link, and I'll put my IXL site there as well. As you can see, every time you insert something new from here, it creates a new section. You do not have to keep the sections that they give you. You can click and drag and bring the button or any of the items you're adding where you want on your page. For now, I'm going to leave it at 2. And now my page has 2 buttons ready to be clicked that my students can go to different websites. One more thing that you can add here is you can embed any YouTube video that you may have made on your own or that you can search for. So I'm going to click YouTube here, and it brings up that I can search by keywords on YouTube right within my site, or I can go through and look at all of the videos that maybe I've uploaded in the past couple months. So I'm just going to search for an IXL video so that maybe I'll give my students and parents a little bit more about what IXL is all about. It curates a whole list of which ones. I select it, and then the video embeds nicely right within my site, which is pretty awesome. The final thing I'd like to show you is maybe I want to include, we'll see if I can find it, a letter home that I send my parents all about technology and all these resources. So I know that that is a document that's saved in my Google Drive. So I'm going to come into my Google Drive, and you can go through my drive, any shared drives, things that have been shared with you, anything you've recently been in, anything you've starred, or anything on your computer. I'm going to search for, I believe it's keeping track of all this tech. We'll see if it comes up. And this is the document that I sent home to my parents about all the websites. So all I need to do is click on the one that is my Google Doc, insert it, and it inserts it nicely into its own field or own column right inside the site. So I can go ahead and play around with my size and my formatting again. And then I can add it to whatever section that I want on this page. It has a mind of its own, but that's okay. And we'll click and we'll drag it into the section. And now it's bugging me, so I'll fix it. Okay. So the last thing is potentially doing the student supply list. So now I'm happy with this page and I come to my student supply list. This would be a simple page that really you would just need to work with your text boxes. So I'm going to click text box. It creates a new one. I'm going to click that I want it to be centered and bolded. Maybe I want to format it with a certain color and say 2019-2020 supply list. And then I want to add some more regular, normal text underneath of the specific things that you need. Book bag, pencils, binder, whiteboard, markers. And as simple as that, my supply list can be done. So now that I feel that I have created my Google site and I'm happy with it, there's a couple things that would be the next step. You always want to check it out and preview it to see what it looks like and if you're happy with it. So the way you're going to do that is you are going to come to the top, and this is the preview button. It brings you to your preview page. Now I get to see what my welcome page looks like. I get to see my Meet the Teacher page when I click on it. I get to see my interesting resources page that I've created. When students or parents or you click on these now, it will bring you to the BrainPop site, the iExcel site, and you can actually view the YouTube video right here, as well as look through the document that I put on. Student supply list is here. And if I'm happy with the way everything looks, you can also change what it looks like, like Amanda was saying earlier, on a phone, a tablet. Then I'm going to click my X, and it's going to bring me back to my workplace. When I'm there, again, as Amanda said, you want to check that your share options are the way you want them. And I see that when my site is published, anyone can find it and anyone can view it, which is perfect, so that all family members of your students can view it, even if they are not on their WTSD NJ account. When I know that that's good, I'll click done. And then anytime, this is the biggest thing to realize, that anytime you make any change in your site, you have to click the publish site in order for anyone to be able to see the changes that you've made. So since we've done all of our changes here, I'm going to click publish. It gives you a list of all the changes that we've made to our site. It tells you what it used to look like and what it looks like now to people. And then this is the draft of what it will look like once we publish it. So when I'm happy and ready, I click publish, and then it's ready for everyone to see. So that's really the ins and outs of how to create your site. We have recordings, and we have a whole page on the distance learning site for everyone to view. And there's a lot of curated content from YouTube, as well as educators within Woodbridge Township on the Google site, on the distance learning site. So you can kind of look through and watch videos based on specific things that you might need in order to get your site started, as well as our first taping of this too. So that's all there for you to reference if needed. But if there's any questions, feel free to write them in the chat. We'll be able to help you out there, or you can unmute yourself and just kind of ask you. And if not, then thank you so much for coming. We really appreciate it. Amanda or Monica, you want to also kind of scroll through the chat and see if we can.
Yeah, we're kind of catching, I think, some of the questions. We do have a question about how to take the Bitmoji scene and making it our background, or making it our header.
Okay. I haven't personally done that yet, but I'm thinking that it would be saving if you're putting it into your Google Slides. You can either screenshot that, and it can be saved as a JPG or an image, and then you would upload that image to your Google Sites banner. Also, I'm assuming it can be saved in your Google Photos as well. And Kyle, is it that you can also save, can you save a Google slide as
you can save it as a PNG or a JPEG, the individual slide.
Cool.
Yeah, if you go to File, Download, and you can download that slide as you'll get a better quality image, I think, than if you do a screenshot. Especially if you have a lot of like little, the elementary school teachers have all like little books and all little icons and stuff. So if you want all that to look really clear, yeah, I would recommend like make your slide and then file download, and then you can pick either JPEG or PNG.
That's awesome.
Middle school people really hating on our Bitmojis lately.
I use my Bitmoji all over the place. I've had Courtney Murgatroyd print them on her Cricut, and they're like in my classroom, like the angry one that's like for the kids who come to have their iPads looked at who haven't tried to like update it in like months. You're like, no wonder it doesn't work. It hasn't been updated. So it's like angry Miss Gross. Did you update your iPad? Yeah, if you know anybody with a Cricut, have them Cricut your Bitmojis so you can put them all over your classroom. But this is like the elementary calls are my favorite calls because you guys are like, so this is how you make a Google site and there's no fluff. You go in the middle school one and we're like all distracted, kind of like our students. But
there's no fluff until they're working on it for days and days and days.
Behind the scenes fluff, yeah.
I have like 4 Google sites I want to make now. I'm like, I should make one for the media center at Ford's Middle School. I should make one for my classes. I teach different classes. Should I have a different site for different classes?
It's a great resource.
Kyle, what did you do? Did you just do like a different, like grade level tabs or something?
Honestly, I made one a while ago, and I need to kind of really go through it. I have one of like different like websites that are useful.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop.
Yeah.